Hey there, welcome to another edition of BDD Mythbusters, and today I want to talk about how BDD relates to test automation. You see, a question I often get from testers using tools like Cucumber and SpecFlow is they tell me, well listen, this makes it really hard because I have to add a whole layer of abstraction. It makes my test complicated. I have to add this text, this given when then structure on top of my ordinary tests. It makes real life really hard. And it slows me down. And this is what I tell them. BDD is not about making you faster as a test automation engineer. BDD is making the team faster. It's making the team work better. It's making the team be more efficient. It's making the team get clarity and engagement about what they're building and delivering greater software. That's what BDD is about. See, the automation side of things, the automation of these big given when then scenarios is not just a way of writing test scripts. In fact, it's not a way of writing test scripts at all. It's a terrible way of writing test scripts. Don't do that. What you do with BDD is you focus on the conversation. You focus on the collaboration. You talk with your customers. You talk with the business, with your users to get crystal clear understanding of what it is you're supposed to build. You talk through business rules, user journeys, examples, counterexamples, and you come up with crystal clear acceptance criteria describing what each feature should do and giving you a definition of done that is rock solid, that will allow you to then go and automate those acceptance criteria. And that's what you turn into the given when then should you be using a tool like Cucumber. And Cucumber is not the only tool. Cucumber is just a tool. Never forget that. The essence of BDD is the collaboration, this idea that you get together and you have a conversation and you identify what you're supposed to be doing through this conversation in crystal clear terms. That's what the value of BDD is. And if you want to hone those skills, if you want to get good at that, then you're not looking at Cucumber, you're not looking at Gherkin, you're not looking at SpecFlow, you're not looking at these tools there. What you're going to be looking at is how to collaborate, how to have conversations, how to do deliberate discovery to figure out what the team is supposed to be doing, how to articulate those requirements in a very clear and an actionable form. That is the skill that you want to build up as a tester if you want to get good at BDD and really scale it and have teams that really succeed in BDD. Because teams that do BDD well, they are the team. They're the star teams of an organization. They do miracles. But it's not because they write test scripts using given when then. It's because they've learnt to collaborate, to work together, to define what they're going to do in this structured format. Make sure everyone is on the same page, get clarity around the requirements, get clarity around the assumptions, and then deliver that and automate those key examples that you talk about. So this tying up of the acceptance criteria that you define on one side and the automated acceptance tests on the other side, you bind them together. That's what gives you your fast feedback cycles, but you don't need a huge number of these. It's a relatively small number. This is not about writing a test script entirely in Cucumber. It is about automating your acceptance criteria, making everything bind together really, really well. That is where you get a lot of value. And so if you want to learn those skills, that's the skills you want to be learning. You want to look at things like example mapping, feature mapping, even story mapping, journey mapping. There are a lot of techniques around this deliberate discovery activity that will give you huge value and huge leverage for your career as well. So if you do want to learn more about getting into this activity, trying to understand it in more depth, I'll post some links underneath. Make sure you don't miss the BDD Requirements Discovery course. That's got heaps of really valuable condensed information in there. So make sure you look at that as well. And if you like a bit of a more in-depth read, then the BDD in Action 2nd edition is coming out. Make sure you don't miss that. Every chapter's been updated. It's crammed with really useful information on BDD right from start to finish. So make sure you take a look at that when it comes out in the next few weeks. So that's all for today, folks. Thanks for listening.